Before this video starts, I want to ask y'all something. So, for the end of the subscriber special showcase shenanigans, I will be doing a song cover. And so, here are all the songs I'll put on screen right now. I want you to vote in the comments below on what song you'd like me to hear, on what song you'd like to hear next. So, please do it. Please just vote. But anyways, let's get on to the video. Hello everybody, my name is Lego Creationist, and this is the subscriber special showcase. Today's video will be covering the rolling stock that I have on my digital portfolio. This includes Annie, Clarabel, Troublesome Truck, and Troublesome Van. Let's get on to it. As you can see in this image, this looks like the front of what would be Annie. You might notice a few things odd with it. The reason behind it is that if you're counting out the studs, you can actually see that Annie right here is 9 studs long, well, in terms of width. And so, I believe in the actuality, she's 8 studs long, so that's a problem. See, recently, I've been doing more and more stuff with the prop measurements accuracy, instead of just using my eyes, because, eyes can be inaccurate. So I've been following that. I have my own measurement scale, kind of. It's all based around the wheels. But anyways, I looked at it and I didn't like it. The reason why she's 9 studs wide is because of her running board. You see, in the prop measurement photos, she has a 7 wide buffer beam. So I believed her running board was 7 wide, and so I make her frames 9 wide at the top and 7 wide at the bottom. However, that wasn't the case, it seems. So, in this next photo, you can see that I've cut the stud down by 1. You'll be wondering a bit how, but I just used bricks on the inside instead, that space I couldn't fill in, and so that mostly covered it up, and so it's fine, it's mostly fine now, and yeah, I'm lucky enough I got through like that, and what I did is I changed the running board from 7 to 6 studs wide, and so I could make the frame 6 to 8 studs wide instead. And so as you can see, it looks a lot more proportionally correct. Though, the height's still one thing to be desired about. You can see that the wheels and the wheel covers look far too tall on them. Let me show you a side view of them. So as you can see in this image, I've changed the wheel covering. Now, I made this wheel covering myself actually, I believe. I was looking online of wheel covers and I couldn't find one I liked too much, but I also didn't know how to make them myself. So what I did instead was that just went out of my way and made one. I might show how to make it for far in the future. For now, I think it looks quite nice. As you can see, the clips at the top of it fit inside the running board itself, and so I've put door rails on the spaces that don't fit in. As you can see in this image, those are door rails that stick out, so there's less of a gap in the clip between the clip and the running board. Although you'll still notice that there are still those massive gaps in the walls. The reason behind that is because the walls are uneven in the fact that you can't really put studs there, or another plate on there, because it's too large of a gap. It's too small of a gap, I mean. And so, because I left it like that for a while, but after a while I got really displeased with how it looked. So, what I've done now is this. If you have a keen eye for detail, you might notice that I'm using brackets for the windows now instead of those 2x2 bricks. I'm using a 1x4 brick instead of instead of a 1x2x2 and a 1x2x2, and then plates on the side. So a lot more of this is more brick built, and you can see the roof sits flush on it, and now the walls connect up because I use brackets. I'll explain how I did that with my Troublesome Truck mock because it's easier to see how I did that. But anyways, I also made it $20 cheaper because the roof had a lot of stuff inside it I didn't want. And the windows, since I was using a 2x8 orange plate, those were actually $1 each, and I was using like 15 of those. So I cut the cost of $20 off it, so it's still $100. For 2 coaches, it's $50 each coach, so it's still fairly expensive. But for what it's worth, they look pretty good. The only problem now is I have to extend them a bit because I realize how small they are. They're only, I think, like 16, 17 studs long each, and so they should be like 24 studs long. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make them longer. Oh, they do look very correct, and they do look proportionally correct from here at least. They remind me a bit of the Shroudly Hornby coaches because of how small they are. Because they should be much more. They should be much longer. Anyways, let's get on to the next mock. So here, you'll be able to see my Troublesome Truck mock. So you might be wondering, Lego, don't you have a Troublesome Truck mock? And you'd be correct. I do. Although I don't like it. I haven't liked it for a while now. You see, it's a 6 stud wide model, and it lacks a lot of detail. As well as that, it's only 12 studs long. Back then, I even wanted to make a prop accurate Troublesome Truck, but I couldn't because I was limited on resources, and I didn't realize the potential of Bricklink Stud.io too. But since then, I've grown a lot as a builder, and so I realized, well, why not build it? And so, as you can see, I'm using those new wheel coverings because this is where I made it from, and it's 7 wide. And so you might also notice I'm using door rails for the side of this. The way I achieved this was basically I used 7 wide frames, and then I put on the 7th stud on either side tiles, and then on the 5th plate stud for either side I put bracket pieces, and then I put up a 2 stud wide wall with tiles covering the second stud worth. Then on that I would put a 1x4 plate, and then the door rails, then another 1x4 plate, and another 1x4 plate, and then so I then would put a 1x3 plate, 1x3 brick in the middle, and so you see it would evenly line up. And so I was able to achieve that shape and all this detail, but I'd still be able to have brick walls in the middle. Because if I didn't, it would be uneven and it would look bad. But so yeah, I was able to achieve that shape using that type of method. You could try it out yourself, from what I've said. Just slow down the video a bit and just listen carefully. You can try that method, and then you can build your trucks from that. I recommend you do because you're able to put a lot more detail in the walls at least. It makes it look more like panels. You can see now it looks more like a plank truck wagon instead of a steel industrial truck. Anyways, you can also see I put a bit of braking gear. Shout out to Mr. Shanman on Twitter or the Old Iron Productions on YouTube, as he showed me how to do it himself. It's not too complicated, but it does look much nicer than having nothing at all, and it looks much nicer than my original design for braking gear. You can also see I've put side supports, although I haven't put in any of the diagonal bits because you can't really achieve that properly. And so it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I at least still have the door rails on the side of it. And so yeah, that's my Troublesome Truck mock. It's 16 studs long, and it's around $40 for it, so it's quite expensive. I'll see if I can cut costs anywhere, but because the running board itself is like $15. And so I'm using a lot of gray, and gray's not that cheap, believe it or not. And so anyways, here's the last mock, my Troublesome Van. If you had a close eye of detail, then you'd realize that this is literally just a brown Troublesome truck, except I've added 3 more plates on the top, and then I've added 1 1/3 bricks of height. Yeah, I literally haven't changed the length of the truck. I've just changed it to brown, everything, and then I put in 1x6 plates instead of tiles, and because I thought that might look nicer, and I actually think that does look nicer. Vans don't stick out. Don't have the supports stick out as much. Anyways, yeah, there's not much to say about it. I've removed more detail. I've removed the door railings, and as you can see, it's literally just a van. I think it looks nice enough. It comes up to the height of around Thomas, so it's not too tall, but it's fairly tall, but it's quite small too. It's like $43 for this, so it's not like that cheap either, but it's Lego. What do you expect? It's like 3 times the size of a Bachmann van. Anyways, though, that's all I have to showcase today. Thanks for watching. Remember to vote in the comments below. I really want you to vote, because last time I did this kind of poll, I only got like 3 votes. And I know there's more of you now, so please vote in the comments below what song you'd like to hear me sing. Anyways, that's it. Lego Creationist, out.